Hey everybody, and welcome to today's Ask Me Anything. I'm Tim from Ledger. This is Ty.
Yep.
And today we're going to be going through and basically just answering all the questions that you guys, we can see that there's already some questions in the chat. So we're just going to start at the top and we're going to work our way down and we're going to answer any questions you guys have. So if you are just tuning in, if you do have a question and you're already here, go ahead and drop it in the chat and we will address it as soon as we get to it. Before we start, I wanted to mention one thing. We are going to be doing a additional Ask Me Anything live stream that we're going to start not this coming week because we're off for Labor Day, but the following week after that. Our new schedule is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where Mondays and Wednesdays we do these Ask Me Anything series for the viewers to come in and just get technical support, questions answered, whatever it is that you may need help with.
And that's from the US side.
That's from the US side.
Yeah. So it's going to be around the same time every
4
time.
p.m. Yep.
4 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah. So the EU has a different schedule.
They do have a different schedule, and we'll go ahead and drop the full schedule towards the end of the stream for all of our social media content that we do. Keep in mind, it's not yet updated with this new change that we're going to be doing starting the next following Monday. But we will get that article updated with the correct information very shortly, as soon as we get it all worked out. But before we start today, Ty had a very interesting case today that he worked on, and he would like to kind of share some of the details with you guys and let you know what he found out.
Yeah, so today I was helping a customer. They ran into an issue with Abra. If you guys don't know what Abra is, it's a centralized platform similar to Celsius, BlockFi, and basically what happened is Abra shutting down. And basically the whole reason why I'm giving you guys this spiel or speech is because that I want you guys to be proactive, not reactive, right? A lot of users that come into the space tend to get a ledger once something bad happens to them, right? Such as their funds being stuck on an exchange. As you guys know, the main reason why you guys do purchase a ledger is because you guys have complete ownership to your assets. And it goes more than just being proactive with self-custody, also being proactive with learning how the tech works, right? So lots of users won't care or learn or wonder why scams happen, right? So in today's stream, we're going to be discussing some scams that happen. I want to show you guys, or me and Tim want to show you guys scams that are happen quite often in the space and understands how they happen. So yeah, that's basically it. Just understanding to be proactive, not reactive, and understanding that if your funds are on a centralized platform and exchange, you don't have complete ownership to that. And if anything goes under, as we know with FTX, Celsius, BlockFi, right, you're kind of out of luck. So that's basically it. And yeah, we can get started. Address the first question.
Yeah.
All
right. Well said, Ty.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yep.
Okay, it looks like our first question is from Rohit Duda. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm terrible with names. As anyone who's been to these streams can attest. But you're asking some questions about passphrases. You mind if I take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love diving into passphrases. Yeah, so it looks like they threw in a bunch of stuff in here. So I'm just going to start with the first one. Looks like Rohit's asking, can passphrase be recovered by Ledger Recover Service if one opts in for the Ledger Recover Service? The answer to that is no. Ledger Recover does not support passphrases. So any passphrase accounts that are attached to your 24-word recovery phrase will need to be maintained on your own. However, you can still use Ledger Recover if you choose to back up your recovery phrase through that service.
Just your 24 words.
Just the 24 words, but keep in mind that your passphrase accounts are connected to your 24 recovery phrase. That's why it's usually called the 25th word passphrase, which will derive a totally separate set of accounts, but you still need your 24 recovery phrase to be able to access those.
Exactly.
So you can get your 24-word recovery phrase backed up, memorize your passphrase, or have it stored somewhere where you feel is safe, and then you can kind of manage it that way if you so choose.
It just offers users another level of protection.
Definitely.
Right. So,
definitely, yeah.
Obviously, more information will be released in the coming months. Ledger Recover hasn't been released yet, so we don't know all the details, but like Tim said, your passphrase won't be covered.
Or not covered.
It won't be backed up.
We can confirm that.
Yep.
Okay, so then Rohit goes on to ask, how many passphrases can I set on the Ledger device? If I set a new passphrase, does it overwrite the previous passphrase or does it create a new set of accounts? So that's a really good question. So It's important here to make the distinction between what's possible on the Ledger device versus what's possible in general in the space with the technology. Now, with passphrases, you can actually set up an unlimited amount of passphrase accounts tied to a single recovery phrase, and those will always be in existence. So if you set up passphrase, let's say Apple connected to your 24-word recovery phrase, and then you set up banana as your passphrase, the Apple accounts will still be there. They'll still exist, but the ledger is limited in that it can only have one passphrase stored at a time. And so what you would have to do is, let's say you replaced Apple with banana, and then you remembered, oh shoot, I left some funds in some accounts tied to the Apple accounts. Then you can set up a new passphrase and just put in Apple, the exact same passphrase again, and it'll give you re-access to those exact same accounts. And this is mainly just to keep things a little bit more user-friendly and easier to manage on the Nano, because this is going to get a little technical, but technically any combination of any passphrase that you can think of is already technically in existence. So that's why you're able to simply re-access those accounts by using the same passphrase again. And so you can get into a situation where you set up like many passphrases all tied to your Nano, and you could forget which accounts are tied to which passphrase that are in Ledger Live and versus where you have to access, and it can be a whole mess. So we just kind of keep things more simple for the user in that regard.
You usually, what you do, you usually just attach one pin to one passphrase. So you'll have a pin, let's say your 24-word recovery phrase, to access those accounts, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. To access Mango passphrase accounts, it's, let's say, 5, 5, 5, 5. So one account per device.
That's exactly right. And it looks like we answered your questions, but you're also asking for more documentation around this. So I'm going to go ahead real quick. And I'm going to pull up. We have 2 really good sources of information for this that we offer on our website. There is also lots of great information online, although it can be hard to find really good credible
Our
sources.
site's going to be the most broken down.
Ledger passphrase. So we got So we got these 2 articles right here that just popped up. I'll link them in the chat too, so you don't have to search for them on your own. But the first one is a Ledger Academy article that explains the passphrase feature. It talks about what a passphrase is and how it works. And then the second article up here is from
more of a how-to.
It's a how-to. It's from our support team. This is one of the ones that we created. And this shows you how to actually go through the process of setting up a passphrase once you fully understand how it works. So I'm going to link both of those here for you. What is a passphrase? And then right here,
How to
set up passphrase. How to set up a pass. There we go. That should get you going. And if you have any other questions, like we're going to be here for the next hour. So if you read through this article and you're like, this doesn't clear up the questions I have, just drop them in the chat and we'll be happy to elaborate and possibly even make suggestions to update our article if it appears to be limited on information. Cool. All right. Go here. Yep.
All right. So the next question is from Tech World. They're asking, want to know if I should wait on Ledger Stacks or want to buy Nano X. I can answer that.
Yeah. Go for it.
So that's a great question. I'm assuming that you probably don't have a Ledger already. My recommendation to you is actually to purchase the S Plus. The reason why I say that is because it's the best bang for your buck. It's going to offer you everything that X can, but the X does have Bluetooth. So if you're a mobile user, then obviously X and Stacks. The Stacks hasn't been released yet, and pre-orders are, I think, sold out. For now. So we don't really have an exact timeline on when it'll come out or when we'll restock. And if you want to get in self-custody now, then I think the S Plus will probably be your best bet, because you can learn the tech is the same way. It's basically the same technology as the X. Only difference, like I said before, is Bluetooth and Ledger Live Mobile. And it's $80 compared to $150. But we are running a sale on our website. Ledger Nano S Plus, selected color, you get 30% off.
Yes, I believe it's gone soon.
If you use that code, take advantage of that. You get 30% off. You'll learn how Ledger Live works and all that. Tech World.
I'll go ahead and drop that there. Although if you go to the website, it definitely
it should prompt you.
It prompts you,
yeah. So yeah, take advantage of that. The X, I don't think there's any discounts. And
not currently that I know of.
Me personally, I like the S Plus better.
I like the S Plus a lot. However, I will say as one caveat to that, I like the S Plus a lot because I'm an Android user, and you can connect the S Plus. I use this little adorable cable right here, this little just USB-C to USB-C, and I that's how I connect it to my phone, and it works great. Yeah. But that's not possible on iPhone. Yeah. So if you do have an iOS device, then the Nano X, and if that's your only device, is still the way to go.
Yeah. It really just depends on case-to-case basis, Tech World. I just want to throw that out there. But great question.
Yeah.
Next question.
Gustavo Garcia is asking if we speak Spanish.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo está? However, my Spanish is terrible. So
we're nowhere near proficient.
But if that's your more comfortable language that you'd like to speak in, feel free to drop your question in Spanish. I have no problem dropping it in Google Translate and translating it. So if it's easier for you to type out in Spanish, please do so, and we'll still answer your question.
Yep. And Tech World has another question. He's asking, which cryptocurrency can be staked on Ledger? You want to show him?
Yeah, I'll show him. Here, let's go into Ledger Live.
Yep.
So from the portfolio tab, if you click on this stake button up here.
Well, what if they don't have Ledger Live?
Oh.
He might be a new user,
right?
And he was asking about what product to purchase, so maybe we should show him.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, dude.
Yeah. First, I will show you here. So we'll go... What can I stake in Ledger Live? Staking your crypto with Ledger Live. You see we got this list right here. So this right here is the list of all assets that can be staked in Ledger Live. I'll go ahead and drop this here for you.
The only issue with this is it hasn't been completely updated.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through it. You can't say Cardano now. We'll have to get this updated.
You know what? Let me put a note in that.
Yeah, we have to get this webpage updated.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can just ask us, Tech World, but we're also going to show you in Ledger Live because Ledger Live will give you a better idea of what you can stake. This article that Tim has pulled up is a little outdated, February 10th. So.
Yeah, I will drop it because we are going to get this thing updated.
Make sure we.
So let's go staking list for Ledger Live.
Yep.
And then I will go like this, ending some up. Cool. And then, so from here, if you are in Ledger Live, if you do have Ledger Live, you can go here to the portfolio tab.
Yep.
And you can go to the stake button. And then this little pop-out menu pops out from the side. And this is everything that can be staked in Ledger Live. And this should be updated. Let's see.
Well, it doesn't include Cardano. Cardano just got released.
Yeah, so that's let me put another note of that.
With the most recent Ledger Live version.
Yeah, that's very new. That's very new. Ada also not showing in Ledger. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Cool.
But for the most part, these are kept pretty up to date. So I think it's honestly all these things plus Cardano.
Right.
So so those are all the assets that can be staked in Ledger Live, and they all kind of look a little bit different. So if you have questions about like
how the process
works for individual ones,
let us know.
Yep.
All right. You got the next question?
Yeah, let's do it. Antonio Quinn. Yep. All right. Can I install Ledger Live in other PC with the same Ledger Live in my older PC? Yeah, definitely. So one cool thing about Ledger Live is we already got it pulled up here. So you can see I got it installed in this computer, and I have these accounts in here. So the accounts are all derived right from the Nano. They're like when you add an account into Ledger Live, you are connecting your Nano to your computer, and then the Ledger Live application, wherever it may be, is going to send the request to your Nano saying, hey, this user is trying to add this account. Please derive the wallet address for this and give it to us. And so that's why I can very easily just go like this and completely remove this ETH account. And it does absolutely nothing to my actual assets because they're not actually stored in Ledger Live.
Yep.
They're just being derived from the recovery phrase inside the Nano. So I can just go here and I can just add that ETH account right back in. And so under that same vein, you can actually do this like for as many different Ledger Live applications as you want. You can have Ledger Live installed on 1 million different PCs around the world and use your same Nano to import your accounts to each one.
Yep.
And what's really cool about that is it will show the contents of all the accounts here in Ledger Live until you remove the account.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the Nano, I'm gonna go ahead and unplug that for you to show you. If you don't have the Nano, you are not going to be able to send assets anywhere.
Just go to receive.
Yeah, I'll just go to receive.
Yeah.
It's going to tell you connect and unlock your device. That same thing is going to say if you try to send it. So even if you had Ledger Live installed on some random computer somewhere that you forgot about, and someone opened it up and was like, holy heck, there's a whole ETH in this wallet. You know, I'm going to try to, they'd have no way to access it. It's really no different at that point than looking up the wallet address on a block explorer.
We should also address that even if they have, like, let's say you install Ledger Live on your mom's computer. She has her own Ledger device.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if she tries to use her own Ledger device.
Yeah, let's do that.
If she can access your account.
That's a good idea.
Let's show them.
I'll grab this Nano X here. So here's the Nano X.
Yeah.
And,
Yep, it's there. It's just delayed.
Oh, it's delayed. I was looking at the wrong view. My bad. Okay, so we plug in the Nano X. I'm going to go ahead and pop in the pin real quick.
And both these Ledger devices have different recovery phrases, correct?
They do. Yep. Most definitely. All right, so now we got the Nano X, a unique device. I can add an account if I want straight from this Nano X into here. We'll also do Ethereum. Open up the Ethereum app. And as you can see, it's synchronizing, and it's going to derive the wallet address that can be derived from these sets of accounts in here, from the recovery phrase in this one.
It'll take a minute.
Yeah, it takes a minute. Usually ETH is pretty quick. So yeah, so you can see there's I don't keep any. In fact, I think there's actually some Bitcoin tied to this one, a small amount that I haven't sent back yet. And it's just reading this as Ethereum 1, just like it would any other Nano you connect. So what you'd have to do now is give it a unique name. That way you know which Nano it belongs to. So I'm going to call it ETH-X, so I know it belongs to my Nano X.
Yep.
So now we've got the Nano X plugged in. And so what happens if we try to access this one right here?
And this is the one corresponding to the S+.
The Nano S Plus. This account belongs to this Nano.
Yes.
We'll go here, and it's going to tell us it's got the wrong recovery phrase.
Right.
Sorry, you can't access this account. So if you had your account in someone else's Ledger Live, and they try to access them, they're going to get hit this roadblock, and they're not going to be able to move forward.
So essentially, they can see your assets, but they can't touch anything. And that's another, it's kind of like if your computer ever got hacked, the person that hacked your computer can't access your accounts unless they either have your 24-word recovery phrase or unless you approve the transaction on the device itself. So they can see your assets, but they can't really do anything.
Yep, exactly right.
Hopefully that answers your question, Antonio. Next question is
Spacecrafter?
Yep.
All right, so Spacecrafter is saying open source the code of how you guys take seeds out of Ledger. Okay, yeah, so, well, first off, the Ledger Recover is moving. There's actually a whole open source roadmap, and most parts of it are open source, including the entire white paper of how it works. And so, yeah, so you can go in, you can read the white paper right now. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and drop that link for you so you can check it out. I'll be honest with you, it's highly technical, and it's kind of, you know, it was written by a very intelligent person who really understands this technology a lot. And so it's very technical, but it's not impossible to understand. And it will give you a good picture of how Ledger Recover works. And also to address the other part of your question, why it's not possible for Ledger to extract seeds from people's devices. Hang on, let me just pull that up. Got it.
Yeah. Only thing I could say to that is we've been a company that's been around. There's been no confirmed hacks. We're basically putting our reputation on the line here, right? So, and it's 100% optional. If you decide not to opt into the service, nothing changes as far as your security goes. So,
yep,
that's
very
all
true.
I can say.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Ravi.
All right. You want to hit that?
Yeah, he asked, are you supporting the Evernote airdrop tomorrow? So I don't know about Evernote, but we can look into it.
We don't have a whole lot of questions. Let's check it out. Hide Ledger Live. Evernote airdrop.
It's XRP.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about this. Yeah, I did hear about this XRP drop. Let's see.
Is it on the Ethereum network? You want to look up the token and see what network Evernote is on? Because if it's on, if it's a trust line, then they'll have to use XRP Toolkit
Yeah, so we do have this
Yeah.
from let's look at this Twitter thing from them real quick and see what they have to say about it. All right, so from Evernode XRPL, let's
Maybe look in Slack.
let's see.
Scroll down.
EVRS tokens.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, cool. So it'll be airdrop EVRS tokens. Right, it's based on the amount of XRP that the user holds. Let's look up.
So the airdrop has not been defined yet.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and that was 5 hours ago. So the Evernode airdrop has not been defined yet. Depends on multiple external factors, such as launch of the new DAO network. We will keep customers. So it looks like it's good.
Yeah, that's on Uphold though. But
Yeah, that is on Uphold.
Yeah,
but
so it hasn't been confirmed.
yeah, so basically, we can just give you a little bit of information about kind of like how airdrops and stuff typically work. For XRP, maybe something that you're familiar with was the Flare airdrop that earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year.
Yeah, it was like February.
Yeah, but that one required users to register an Ethereum address in order to be eligible for the airdrop. So basically, you register an Ethereum address and link to your XRP address. And then when the Flare airdrop occurs, it comes out on the Flare network, which was an EVM chain that could use your ETH address to deposit Flare tokens into your account on the Flare network. And so that one required an ETH address. This one, I'm not too sure. It's looking like it's going to be its own network, Zhaohao, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then it would likely need to be set up with a trust line to your XRP account. And I'm not entirely sure what the process would be on that. I would have to honestly kind of wait until the more information comes out. Wait until the airdrop actually occurs, and we can see what network it is, how to connect to it. But if it's a network, if it's a token built on the XRP network, then it would just require a trust line, which you can set up through XRP Toolkit. But yeah, I guess
is it not EVM? Maybe we can search a token.
Yeah.
What was token's ticker?
EVRS.
EVRS. Okay. Yeah, maybe.
Yep, EVRS.
Ticker symbol.
Yeah, let's do that.
If it's EVM, then yes.
Looks like it's not in.
Yeah.
Oh, let me show you what I'm doing real quick. Sorry.
Yeah.
Looks like it's not in CoinGecko. So let's go.
In a CoinMarketCap.
EVRS. Oops. NetWhirl. EVRS.
Maybe it hasn't even been released yet.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think there's just not a lot of information out about it right now. But once it does, but I think that from the information that was released on this one, it is only going to be a snapshot. From what I've read before, they're taking a snapshot of all users' XRP wallets. I don't know if that snapshot has already taken place or not. But basically what a snapshot is it takes a current state of the market and it looks at all the accounts that are going to hold the coins. And then the amount of this token that's going to be airdropped is going to be based off the amount of XRP that's held in each wallet.
Yeah.
But that's really all the information that I know about it at this point.
Yeah. We would actually have to look into it.
Yeah, I'd have to dig pretty deep probably.
Yeah. All right. Let's go on to the next question. Gustavo. You can read that one.
Cool. Gustavo Marquez. My ledger live. When clicking on my ledger, it keeps loading. What should I do to solve it?
So I actually, Gustavo, I actually ran into a few customers that had this issue. Basically, what happened was, I want to say it's a network issue, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with the new Ledger Live version 2.66. And I was able to help them fix it by downgrading 2.64.2.
Interesting.
So it's literally like when they go to my ledger, it's just loading. It doesn't even time out. It doesn't even give them an error message.
It just anything in Slack about that.
Yeah. So, Gustavo, can you double check if your Ledger Live version is 2.66? You can do that by going to Settings, About, and check what version it is. And if it is 2.66, try downgrading to version 2.64.2. And then Tim will link you an article about that here shortly.
Let's see.
Yeah, but it's a weird one because a few customers they just downgrade it and it fixed the issue.
That's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a USB connection issue. It's really a network issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's interesting. And it's even more interesting that it doesn't affect everybody.
Yeah.
It only affects certain people. But
Yeah.
that's usually the nature of these things, is like, for whatever reason. Okay, cool. So let me go ahead and go here. How to downgrade Ledger Live to a previous version.
Yep. And you're going to want to use version 2.64.2 Gustavo, and then let us know if that fixes the issue. Yep. Because that's what helped resolve the issue for you're going to tag them. Gustavo.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. Cool. There you go.
Cool.
All right. Next question.
Ah, there it is. All right. Spacecrafter. We can't know if the opt-in is really opt-in service unless you open source. Yeah. Go ahead and read the white paper and let us know what you think about that. All right. Green Tea Doll is asking, I have a general question. Can I sell my crypto with just MoonPay from Ledger Live? So in Ledger Live, you can only sell Bitcoin, and it's through Coinify. So right now, that's the only option for selling through Ledger Live. However, you can make swaps and you can do other things, but selling for fiat is only Bitcoin at this point.
You know, with the PayPal integration, if there's any...
I don't know that yet.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
I know PayPal's just been integrated.
Yep.
But we haven't really dived into that too much.
Yeah, you can buy crypto through PayPal now through Ledger Live, which is really cool because all you have to have is just a PayPal account. Yeah. And you can buy it through
US customers.
It's for US customers only at this point so far. All right.
Here.
Like we got more
right here.
Oh, there it is. Oh no, I think we're up.
Up, yep, up.
There it is.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Tech World right
here.
here.
No, right here. This person. Terry.
Oh man. Yeah, good eye, Ty. Yeah, awesome. All right. Sorry, Keontae. We almost missed your question. I do that a lot, and I apologize to anyone.
That's why there's the two of us.
Yes. Okay, so Keontae Singletary. Again, sorry about the mispronunciation if I did. I need help recovering Matic ERC20 sent to Polygon Matic wallet. Yeah, sure. Definitely. So if it's ERC20 Matic, then you can just add your ETH account to Ledger Live.
Yeah. It'll appear as a token.
Yeah, here, let me show you.
Yep.
Unhide Ledger Live real quick. All right, cool. So if you see in this ETH account right here, I've got 13.49 Matic tokens inside this ETH account. So this is going to be ERC20 Matic versus mainnet Matic. And so, so all you'd have to do is add an ETH account, and you should see your Matic inside that ETH account.
Yep, because your address is going to be the same because it's an EVM that follows the same derivation path, essentially. And you can look online to get more technical information on how it works, but your address is going to be the same across all EVMs.
Yep, exactly right. Cool, nice. Glad you caught that. There we go, perfect. All right, Tech World. I have a Nano S, but I can't hold much coins on it. Do you want the memory limitations for the Nano S?
Yeah. So Tech World, that's one of the inconveniences of the S, which is why we decided to upgrade and create a product such as the S Plus. So essentially, what you can do is you can uninstall your apps. Let's say you have Bitcoin, Cardano, Ethereum. On your S, you're most likely only going to be able to have 2 apps installed. So let's say you have Bitcoin and Ethereum installed, but you need to access your Cardano account. You'll have to uninstall one of the apps on your Ledger device, Bitcoin or Ethereum, and then you got to re-download Cardano. So it works. It's just an inconvenience and a hassle. Yeah. And if you're someone that is looking to get into NFTs and looking to manage a bunch of assets, I personally think it's worth it just to spend the few extra, $20 extra upgrade. It's not $20 extra, but with the discount, I think it's like $50, $60.
Yeah, it's very cheap.
Which is very cheap, right? And if you hold a few $1,000 in crypto, I definitely think it's beneficial for you to just have a better experience when it comes to managing your assets without having to go through all that hassle.
Yeah. The same thing can happen like on the Nano X and Nano S Plus. You see here, I pulled mine up. I have a bunch of Nano apps installed just because we have to help people all the time with different random blockchains. So I'm just used to having it. So if I wanted to install an app that I don't have room for, let's see if there's any. Well, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So basically it would say not enough memory. But then you can, you saw me, I just added that ETH account here into, for the Nano X. So the ETH account is there. But if I go back to the My Ledger tab and once it loads, load. And then I go to the apps installed. I can uninstall the Ethereum application right here, and it'll have no
has no impact on your funds.
Yeah, it'll have no impact on the funds. So I can uninstall it real quick, and then clear up some room. You can see it's right here. It's deleting it, and it'll clear up that space. And then later, if I wanted to access, I'll let it.
Yeah, you have to let it uninstall. It take a minute.
Yeah, but either way, the account is still there in Ledger Live, but you just wouldn't be able to access it without having the ETH app. And then you can just make room, reinstall the ETH app. Yep. And then the account's still here. Yep. I can see it doesn't have anything in it, but I can still
click receive.
Yeah.
And when he clicks receive, it'll make him re-download the app.
Yep. See, it's checking app dependencies. It's gonna automatically install it. If there wasn't room for it, it would say not enough space to install the app.
Exactly.
Yep.
Cool. Next question.
All right.
Gustavo
Marquez. Clearing cache is not working for me. I need a different solution. Let's go back up.
Yeah, Gustavo, you have to downgrade your version. Let us know what happens when you do downgrade your version.
Yep.
Because clearing cache just resyncs your accounts up with the blockchain. It's not going to really fix any connectivity issues usually.
Yeah.
Usually that's network or you have a VPN, try turning that off and that fixes the issue.
All right. Oh, sweet. So you got that.
Colored sale? I think that's on our website only.
Yeah, I think so. If it's not showing up on Amazon anymore, it's Spacecrafter. It's most likely because they sold out of their stock that they had to do the sale. But let's just go to our website real quick and just see.
Yeah.
Because I believe it's still available on.
Yeah, it is. It is. Only on selected colored ones, though.
Yes.
Let's go. Here, you can just go to products. S plus.
Yeah, it's wait.
This.
Oh, you know what?
You're on the. I mean, this should still work, but you're on the E currency. Euros. Yeah, but if you click on, let's say, the blue one, you add to cart, and you go to cart.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, when you get your, it'll automatically give you this pop up right here. Save 30% with gone soon for available models.
Yeah.
So colored. Yeah, it's specifically the colored ones. Yep. So I will go ahead and drop this in the chat for you.
Yeah. It looks like Tech World has an iPhone, so I'm assuming he wants to use the X. Yeah, the X is fine. I was just gonna say, if you're able to wait out and get an S Plus now, and then when the Stacks comes out, upgrade to the Stacks, and then make your S Plus the backup, you're gonna be saving money long term.
Yep.
I think the Stacks will be the ultimate game changer.
Yeah. So yeah, the Bluetooth capabilities on the Stacks is quite nice.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah. See, he did confirm that he has an iPhone. So so Nano S Plus is not a good option for you then. Yeah. So Nano X, or if you're willing to wait until the Stacks comes out.
Yeah, but we don't know how long that'll be. So
God, I wish I had.
Just go ahead and pull the trigger. Like I said, always be proactive in the space rather than reactive. Right? You don't want to react when something bad happens to you. Cool. We're going.
Green Tea Doll. All right, cool. Green Tea Doll's got a question. Doesn't Ledger have a card I can use, like a debit card or credit card? So I don't know if you can use it depending on where you live. I believe it's only available in the UK right now, the Crypto Life card.
Yeah.
And I think I remember hearing...
UK and Australia, right?
UK and Australia? Okay. Yeah. I think I remember hearing that the US was slated to be next. But yeah, it's only available in certain regions. So the thing about the Crypto Life card is it's not a Ledger product. it is a partner of ours, banks, and they're the ones that kind of manage and operate it. And so it'll work very much kind of like almost like a prepaid like debit card kind of.
It's kind of like a Coinbase card. I don't know if you've heard of Coinbase card, Green Tea Doll, but it's similar to that.
Yeah. So basically it'll let you load up funds directly from Ledger Live from this card tab right here. So from this card tab, you would log into your Crypto Life account powered through banks, and then you'd be able to link it to you'd be able to send funds directly from your accounts in Ledger Live to top it up, and then you can spend those funds from the card and earn BTC as cash back.
You can earn rewards.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not. It's right here.
So essentially, it converts your crypto into the fiat, and then you get crypto as rewards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Yep. Yeah. But it's not yet available for U.S. residents, so we haven't been able to test it yet because we, of course, live in the U.S.
Yeah.
But we're really hoping that it comes out soon so we can have more detailed information. But if you do live in the UK or Australia, then you can already apply for and get your Crypto Life card. Yep, Tech World. Yep. Correct.
Promo code does not work on Amazon.
No, it'll only work on our website. Cardano was just added. Oh, yep. Cool. Yep.
I think he was asking.
Staking. Yep. Cardano was. Yep. You're most welcome, Tech World.
Yep.
Happy to help.
Where's Ledger? Based out of France.
Yep. Paris. Yep. So what is better to use, X or S Plus? Jamie Gonzalez is asking. So that really just depends on the use case that you're going for. Like I mentioned, since I'm on Android, I really like the Nano S Plus because it can connect via USB cable. But if I was an iPhone user, I would probably like the Nano X better.
Or if you're a desktop user and you don't care about using
Bluetooth, and
on a phone, then your best bang for your buck is going to be the S Plus.
Yeah.
In terms of memory capacity, they're going to be very relatively similar.
Yeah.
Usability, both the same, right? Yep. Security, both the same. Right?
Yeah, that's important. Yeah, the security remains the same. It doesn't matter if you're using an old school Nano S or if you're using a Ledger Stacks. The security model that keeps your crypto safe is the same across all devices.
Right.
So it's really just kind of functionality of the individual device that works best for you.
Yeah, case-to-case basis.
Yep.
Like you mentioned.
Yep.
Cool. John M. My ledger says I need to unlock my assets before swapping. What does this mean? He's probably talking about token approvals. Yeah.
So before you make a swap on
a DEX, probably
it's probably through the DEX aggregators. Yeah. Like if you're using 1inch or Paraswap or something, or if you're on a decentralized exchange such as Uniswap and you're connected, and it's asking you to like authorize the spending of your token or something along those lines. That's what's called a token approval, and that will give the smart contract of the decentralized exchange permission to access that specific asset in your wallet. And it's required before doing a swap on a decentralized exchange. Yep. So there will be 2 transactions that you have to sign before you can make a swap on a DEX.
Yep. The first, like you mentioned, is a token approval. The second is actually the swap itself.
Yep.
So just make sure you're on, what you're doing. If you have any questions, John, feel free to reach out to us.
Yep.
Because you could also approve a token approval on a scam website as well.
Yeah, be very mindful of what you're connecting to.
Yeah. But if you're on Uniswap and it's an official site, then it's 100% legit. Like if you're trying to swap USDC to a certain token. But if you swap the native asset, you don't need a token approval.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
All right, cool. Spacecrafter's asking, why should people continue to update the firmware and use only Ledger Live instead of other wallets and just not updating the firmware? That's a very valid question. So the firmware updates, not only do they keep not only do they have the information that the device needs to run its operating system, its OS, but they also enable further changes to nano apps. And so if you go too long without updating your firmware, so for instance, if a new firmware update comes out for the Nano X that I have plugged in right here, then eventually new builds for the Nano apps will come out based on changes that are being made to those blockchains. Let's say, for instance, the Ethereum blockchain goes through another major upgrade and we have to update our Nano app to be able to continue interacting with the Ethereum blockchain. Then it will only be released for the latest firmware build, because Otherwise, our devs would have to create a nano app for every single firmware build before that, and it's just not really feasible. So that's why it's so important to remain on the latest firmware update. Your device itself will probably continue to work indefinitely on whatever firmware build it's in, meaning you can plug it in, unlock it, do things. But then when you go to interact with a blockchain, even outside of Ledger Live, if your Nano doesn't have the most up-to-date information to interact with that blockchain, you're going to get a lot of failed transactions, connection errors. It's just going to error out on you. So yeah, thanks.
And if any, I don't know, like if you have any like doubt, of course, what I tell people is like, hey, you could set up a passphrase account.
Yeah.
If you're really worried.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Tech world.
So I have a Nano S. So say if I delete ADA and add ETH, do I still have my ADA coins if I install it back on the Ledger Nano S Plus? S? Yes.
Yep.
Yes, you do, Tech World. Like Tim mentioned before, all your assets are on the blockchain. All your accounts in Ledger Live are going to be stored locally, right? I think you gave a great example earlier where you can have your Ledger connected to 50 different computers, right? And all those computers can visualize those assets, but in order to access those assets, you need the 24-word recovery phrase to access Tech World. So I want you to understand that all your assets are derived from your 24-word recovery phrase. It's like a real-world analogy I like to give people. It's like your key to your house, right?
Yeah.
You have all these assets in your house, your furniture, your car. The only way you can access that is if you have your key. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the real-world analogy.
That's a good analogy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
John.
Right, John.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. John M. I am getting an error message that Paraswap is not available in my jurisdiction.
Yeah.
I'm in New York City. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, it's not available to US no more.
Yep.
It's not regulated.
Yep. So Paraswap has been turned off for the US because the US has deemed it not to be legal.
Yeah, but you can use Uniswap.
You can.
Yeah. Uniswap. You'll have to go online though, John. Like you can't do it directly through Ledger Live. You'll have to actually go to the DApp itself, uniswap.org, and connect your Ledger to it via Wallet Connect.
Wallet Connect, Wallet Connect, MetaMask. Although I've been having issues with MetaMask lately.
Really?
Like it just doesn't pop up all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure what's going on with that.
Yeah.
More investigation is needed. My guess would be it's like an update that not all websites are equipped to handle or something, because they did just recently make major updates to the wallet.
Got the next one.
Yeah.
Poplock.
Poplock. Yep. All right. Is there any media to transaction Bitcoin offline? So that's a really interesting question. Okay. So basically first off, it's important to understand that any transaction that happens on a crypto network, Bitcoin included, does use the internet as their rails to process that information. Yep. So while the Bitcoin network is its own thing outside of everything else, this decentralized network that exists all around the world, it still connects to our computers through internet connections.
Because you need the nodes, right?
Yeah.
Nodes are ran online.
They're
right?
ran online.
Miners run the nodes, right?
Yep. And it's all done on the internet. So technically, without an internet connection, no, it's not possible to do a transaction for Bitcoin. However, there are a lot of really interesting developments happening with Bitcoin. I don't want to get too into detail on this. One, because I'm not an expert and I don't want to try to portray myself as being an expert on these technologies that are still being developed and emerging. There's a lot of really smart people out there working on this stuff. But there are such things. You've probably heard of the Lightning Network. That's a little bit different, but there's one in particular that I recently read about that's super interesting called Fedimint. And
that's on the Bitcoin network?
Yeah, it's Bitcoin. And basically it's an e-cash network, and it gives you a way to kind of like do like almost offline transactions, although it's much more complicated than that, and it's not technically offline transactions.
Is it kind of like Zcash, kind of private?
No, it's more like you have this like eCash system set up, this Fedimint system set up, and you basically can get a like wrapped IOU that's worth this much. Like you would say, like you can send it in and be like, okay, so like 1 Bitcoin, deposited into this network, and then you're given basically a redemption code for it.
Look into that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then you can actually store that redemption code like completely offline. Like you can put it like on like a thumb drive and give it to someone, and then that person
can redeem it.
Yeah, or you can send it to someone, and then that person can then redeem that from
cool.
the Fedimint system. And it's not the same thing as doing an offline transaction. And it's important to note that any transaction that does get settled on the Bitcoin network has to happen online on the Bitcoin network. But there are a lot of really cool things coming out now of like kind of ways to circumvent all that.
Yeah.
But to give you a solid, legit answer, there's no way to do it offline.
Because miners need to validate the block, right?
Yep.
Or mine the block, validate the transaction.
Yeah.
So, all
right. Cool.
Singletary.
There we go. Yeah.
He was the one that had
okay.
Matic sent his ETH address.
Okay. Yeah. You could do that on MetaMask.
Yeah.
You can definitely do that on MetaMask. I can kind of show you if you prefer to do it on MetaMask. Yeah. Here, let me get my funded Nano. Actually, let me just real quick make sure I don't have.
Yeah, so what Tim's going to do is he's going to log into MetaMask, and then he's going to show you how to import custom tokens.
All right, cool.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm going to, here, let me show you guys what I'm doing. All right, so I'm in MetaMask. Let me open up a new tab. All right.
Can you enlarge this? I mean, if you go right here, the 3 dots, and then you go to expand view.
Oh, yeah. We can go full screen.
So
we can go full screen. That's a good idea. All right, cool. So here's my, this is actually the same exact ETH account that I have in Ledger Live down here. I imported it into MetaMask. And so to do that, you can go like this. This one right here. And then you can add hardware wallet. And then let me put in my PIN here.
Damn, I know your PIN.
That's okay.
You trust me?
Yeah, it's fine. You're the only one that knows it, so I'll know. All right, cool. So we got our Nano S Plus is detecting it.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and connect. And we get
Is it because you have Ledger Live open?
Most likely.
That interfere with the connection?
It could be. Let's try again. Yeah, we're getting under there. You
don't have an ETH app open.
Oh. Dude, 2 people. This is why 2 people are really good on these streams. All right, let's try again.
It'll go through this time.
There we go.
Boom. Yep.
All right, expert technician over here. All right, so you can see it's grayed out right here because I already have this ETH account imported. And by the way, this is the exact same process that you're going to go through adding an account to Ledger Live as well. MetaMask, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, sure, you want to add a hardware wallet, you want to import an ETH account. Okay, send the request to the Nano. Hey, please derive the possible ETH addresses for this account and let me know.
Yeah.
And our Nano does that gladly because this is publicly shareable information. These are only the public wallet addresses right here.
It's like an email address.
Yeah,
you can send things to email address, but you can't access the email address unless you have the password.
That's exactly
And that second account you guys see is also going to be the second ETH account in Ledger Live if Tim were to add that account. It'll be the same address, same everything.
So you want to select the first account. Always do the first account to make things easier, and then you click unlock, and then it will spit you out into it'll show you your account. So then if you go to tokens, one cool thing is MetaMask now auto detects tokens. But if it's not detecting your token, and so it should detect, like right here, Matic network token, I didn't have to manually add that. MetaMask detected that. And so you should see your Matic tokens down here in your token section. But if for whatever reason it doesn't see that, you can go here, you can copy your ETH address from up here, and then you can go to etherscan.io.
And this is, can you tell them what it is?
Yeah, this is the Ethereum Block Explorer. So this lets you look up any transaction, any details for any wallet address on the Ethereum network.
And you can see all your holdings.
You can see all the holdings.
And transaction history.
So you can see right here, exact same balance, 4 total tokens. It shows my Matic tokens, all my transactions that I've ever made from this account over the last couple of years. And so I come here and I click on Matic token. And then it gives you right here the token contract address. And so this is the token contract address for Matic on the Ethereum network. So then you can copy this and you can go back to MetaMask. And you can go to import token, custom token, and paste that in.
And you already have
And it's already added, so it's not going to let me. But if it's a token that's not already added, it will auto-populate the token symbol and the decimal, and it'll let you add it in. And you can do that with any token on the Ethereum network through MetaMask, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Thanks.
All right, next question.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we were at
look at that. That's what one of the things you want to talk about. You want to take it?
Yeah. So
Here's a mouse if you want to use it.
You can manage it. So Wangsta. He's asking, how can we delete phishing NFTs like in other wallets? I don't mean just hide them. Thanks. So unfortunately, right, like I mentioned before, it's like your email address, but something different with Web3 is you can't delete it unless you move the NFT out of your wallet. But you asked, like, you don't want to hide it, but if you hide it, nothing will happen. So Tim, you want to show them some scam NFTs? And if you have scam NFTs in your account, it doesn't compromise your assets. As you guys can see, Tim has plenty. I think I have like 15, 20.
Yeah.
It's normal practice.
New ones all the time.
Yeah, it's normal practice as long as you understand best practice and understand what the NFT is, right? Saying that I always like to say is, if it's too good to be true, it's probably a scam, right? Most of these NFTs objective is to get you to go to the website. So Tim, let's see that or go back. I seen a very appealing offer, 5,000 USDC.
Right there.
Yep, voucher.
Yeah.
So let's click on it. Let's see what it shows. Probably gonna tell us to go to a website. Yes.
Yeah.
It's saying you have won $5,000 USDC. Go to that website. Obviously, you want to go to the website.
Let's do it. Let's go to the website. Yeah, I would like to see these websites.
Yeah, it's gonna want you to connect your wallet and approve a transaction. And one thing we can segue into is, let's go to the website first.
So it's claim.circleweekly.org.
But one web extension that I want you guys to check out is Fire, right? Fire is a very good web extension. It's basically a scam sniffer. It's basically going to tell you that this website's a scam. Or even like MetaMask as well. See, you guys can see.
It's going to let me continue to the website.
Yeah,
sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I've been blocked.
So
okay.
We have a lot of security in place.
We do, yeah.
So it's very hard for us to.
Yeah, it's very hard for us to get scammed by these things.
But you want to show them the Fire? Should we show them the Fire?
Yeah, let's show them Fire.
Fire is actually one of my favorite extension. It's basically going to tell you what this website contains, if there's any phishing elements to it. There it is. Yep, turn it on. Try going to the website again. Yep. But yeah, to answer your question, Gangsta Wangsta, you can't delete. See, you have so many apps that just block it. Yeah, you have so many apps.
Yeah. Let's see. So Fire. Oh.
Yep. Nope.
Coinbase wallet.
So many,
like all my different wallets are all like, hey, stop. Are you sure?
Yeah.
So but for people that don't have things in place to help, stop these things, it looks like Fire is being overridden by all these.
Yeah.
Coinbase,
all these. Yeah. What if you disabled all these? Or it might take too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just show Fire.
Yeah.
Since we brought it up, because another cool thing that Fire does. Let me make sure. So if we go into the Ethereum app here. Ethereum, we go to settings and we go to blind signing. So blind signing has to be enabled to do a lot of things on outside of Ledger Live. Like for instance, if you were to connect to Uniswap, you would have to blind sign your transactions, meaning that you wouldn't be able to see the transaction details that are getting sent to your Nano. And this is true across a lot of sites.
So in short, you have to trust the DApp, right? To perform what it's telling you to that it's performing. Basically, you have to trust Uniswap that it's gonna, carry out the transaction.
Okay, cool. So we are connected to Uniswap through MetaMask, which of course it works. Whenever I'm on a stream, things just work. It's when I'm by myself that I can't get things to work. So we'll just simulate a transaction swap here.
Yep.
We're gonna do to Polygon. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do Matic and SEC, because if you swap ETH, there's not going to be any token approvals.
I'm not actually gonna swap it. Yeah, I just want Fire to pop up to show you kind of what it looks like.
Okay.
So if I go swap, confirm swap. So you'll see here MetaMask pulled up and Fire pulls up alongside. So in MetaMask, you look at the details and all you're seeing is not much.
Yeah.
This amount of ETH is leaving and this is what you're going to pay in fees, but you don't really know exactly what's going on. But Fire, even if you're blind signing, Fire will tell you the transaction details, even if you have blind signing enabled.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to go, okay, cool. So what am I doing? Okay, assets out, ETH. Okay, cool. I'm getting Matic.
Yeah, and you're getting that in return.
And these are the exact amounts that I'm getting. This is what I'm going to pay in fees. Okay, cool.
And if you guys look at the top, I don't know if you guys can see, but it'll say that you're performing the swap.
Yep, up here. Yep. So Fire is really, really cool. I had it disabled for, I'm going to go ahead and reject this because I don't want
You
to
don't
do
want to
that.
swap.
Yeah. But yeah, here, I'll go and drop the fire.
It's like XYZ, Fire app X.
Yeah, fire right here,
Yeah.
the Chrome extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, this app is fire, pun
Game
intended.
changer, dude.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Okay.
Yeah, but you want to add anything else regarding deleting your NFTs? You can.
Yeah, well, so to directly where we at?
Gangsta Wangsta.
Gangsta Wangsta, cool name by the way, but to address here, because it looks like you're already very knowledgeable, like you already understand like that you can hide your NFTs, but you just want them gone from your wallet. Yeah, unfortunately right now there's not really a good way to do that. You can, there is ways that you can send these NFTs to like burner addresses or to like or whatever, but you have to pay fees to do that, and also you have to run the risk that there isn't some like weird code embedded in the smart contract for that scam NFT that can perhaps like charge a tax.
Yeah,
or
that is a thing.
Yeah, or like suddenly you send that NFT and suddenly you lose 10% of your holdings in that wallet.
Yeah, there are tokens.
Yeah, there's tokens that can implement that, and so just be really careful. That's why we don't recommend ever like actually sending them or doing anything.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't hurt to have them in your account.
Yeah,
it doesn't hurt.
And one other thing that I can't go into any detail on because I personally don't know what it's going to look like, but I have been in touch with our developer team on this issue, and they reported that, there it is, yeah, yeah. And they reported that it is, there's something is in the works to build out new functionality in Ledger Live to better help users manage this situation because it's kind of getting out of control, specifically on Polygon where fees are low. So, but I don't know exactly what that's going to look like, what the interface is going to be, but I can say that our team is currently building something that should be pretty cool to help out with this.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Antonio's asking, can I remove completely my Ledger Live on my OPC? I mean, remove all the data in the OPC? Yes, you can. Antonio, you want to show him?
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. So if I go up here, I'll start on the portfolio tab, actually accounts tab. If I go up here and go to help, and then down here, reset Ledger Live, this button right here will completely reset all the data stored in Ledger Live, and it will make it back to factory. Yeah, I don't want to do it because it's kind of a pain. I'd have to go in and re-add all my accounts, but clicking this button right here will totally reset Ledger Live and erase all data. And the same thing will happen if you simply uninstall the program as well. So if you were to uninstall it and reinstall it like by accident on your computer, you would have to go through the process of resetting it up, adding your accounts back in. But yeah, it only stores the data locally on the computer. It doesn't, there's no servers that have anybody's account data. That's why whenever people come to us with questions about their accounts, we have to like ask you like, oh great, yeah, we can definitely help. Like what's your public wallet address so we can look it up on a block explorer. And people are like, yo, just look at my account. You don't have access to my account? And the answer is no, we don't. We don't.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Thanks.
Gustavo, he's asking, how can I downgrade? This was from before.
Yeah. Oh, and I dropped it right after that.
So let us know how that went, Gustavo.
Yep.
Next question is from Jose. Up, Jose.
There it is.
When will swapping be made available for Cardano ADA on Ledger? You want to address that?
Yeah, sure. So that is a good question. So basically with the swapping, anything in Ledger Live that doesn't have to do with simply hodling and storing in your account, we actually do have very little to do with. I know it's very counterintuitive because all these different features are available in Ledger Live, but basically if you go to the swap tab here, anytime you initiate a swap, let's go just simulate one right now. Oh, I don't have enough BTC.
You don't have enough fees.
So we'll do that. So you're given here a swap provider. So whatever you're trying to swap from, you're given, let's say you put in the asset that you want to swap from or swap to, and you put that details here, and then Ledger Live will let you know if there's any providers that can facilitate that. And so any swap that happens in Ledger Live is actually done by one of our partners that's facilitated through Ledger Live, which gives just a really convenient way for users to do swaps without having to like go out into the wild west of Web3 to try to figure out how to do it on their own. But unfortunately, there are limitations to that, and that is that the swap providers only support certain assets, and to further complicate things, they only support certain assets for certain people in certain regions based on the laws of those, those countries and whatnot. So it's really incredibly difficult for us to say like when a certain asset such as ADA will be supported by our swap providers. But hopefully we do see that, because ADA is a very popular blockchain, and I would love to be able to swap for ADA directly in Ledger Live myself if if I ever had the inkling to do so.
Yeah.
But right now, I just don't think that any of our providers do.
Right. Cool. Next question. He's saying, guys, please don't deep dive in every questions. Hurry. So with the AMA, the reason why we do deep dive is to offer value to the customers, right? If we just answer the question without showing the users how to do things, they may not understand it. Mm-hmm. So if you have a specific question, Space, you can reach out to us. Ledger.com/support.
Yeah, support.ledger.
Yeah, support.ledger.com. That may be better for you. But yeah, we kind of do have to deep dive, because that's the value of these AMAs, right? We just answer questions very broadly.
Yeah, think about it like an extended support session.
Exactly, exactly. And some users understand things better visually. So we kind of have to show them.
And it's always difficult, because like when someone drops a question in the chat, we don't know, there's delay, and we don't know what their expertise level is, and we don't want to give information out of context that could lead to a person getting hurt or losing funds.
All right, Gustavo, he's saying loading issue was solved. See, it worked. Yeah.
Good job, guy.
I don't know what it is. Maybe we'll have to forward that internally to see. But I literally just told the customer, hey, just try and see, and it worked.
Okay, so there's definitely something going on with the latest version that some users intermittently can't connect to my ledger. It's good to know. Yep.
Yeah, so we are running out of time.
Wow, I didn't even.
You want to take one more question and then wrap it up? We have quite a bit of questions today.
Let's try to rapid fire through them.
Okay.
All right. Hang on.
Scroll down. Down.
Was it Gustavo that told us to hurry?
So,
All right, or Spacecrafter. All right, Spacecrafter, we're going to take your advice right now. All right. Green Tea Doll, do you know of any way I can get Coinify trade card outside the US? I do not know.
Yeah, me either.
Gangsta Wanksta, in theory, I can use one ledger for many seeds through wallet restoring, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
If your nano ledger gets lost, obviously you lose your crypto, correct?
No.
Not if you have your 24 recovery phrase.
Because you can restore your recovery phrase on a brand new ledger.
Yep. In fact, losing your ledger is the only issue with that is that you're out the cost of that ledger, but you can just get a new one.
As long as they don't know your PIN.
Yeah.
But we do have a security mechanism, 3 incorrect attempts and no reset. So.
Yep. Yeah, losing your nano is just more of an inconvenience than anything else. Spacecrafter, you guys ignored my question about passphrase. If Ledger goes bankrupt, I didn't see that one. How can I recover my 25th passphrase account as currently no software wallet supports that? Is that true?
I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure there's maybe not software wallets, but maybe there's another hardware wallet out there.
I'd have to look into that. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure
I've seen it somewhere.
I'm pretty sure, but I can't answer that definitively. But that's something for us to look into. I appreciate you bringing that up. And sorry we missed your question, dude.
On Phantom, you can delete NFTs and even get the contract fee. That might be different with Phantom or Solana in general.
Yep. And I'm not sure what they're doing behind the scenes to facilitate that.
Yeah.
But it's obviously definitely worth looking into. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Understood. Yeah, no worries, gangsta. All right, Jose Lenny Solidum. Cardano staking was recently included in Ledger. Are all staking pools appearing there verified, legit, not scams? Do I risk losing my ADA when I delegate to any of these staking pools? So as always, even if it's showing up in Ledger Live, definitely do your own research and make sure that it's a good, valid staking pool operator. There shouldn't be any that show up in Ledger Live, but it's always good to go in and verify yourself before you actually stake any assets to any stake pools. Hey, good night, Spacecrafter.
All right, last question is Tech World.
Yeah.
Ledger X battery problems need to be fixed. I see a lot of videos. So Tech World, we do offer a 2-year warranty on our Ledger devices. As far as the battery goes, sometimes it's really just a glitch. Sometimes you can dismiss a message or update the firmware to the latest version, and then that error message will disappear. But regardless, Tech World, you're covered for 2 years. So Any battery issues you do run into, you can contact us.
Yep.
And we'll get that replaced for you.
Yep. And as a last note, Spacecrafter, I am making a note of your question. Passphrases in soft wallet. I'm going to do some research and I'm going to find out what software wallets do accept passphrases. And I believe as other hardware wallets, I believe Trezor does do passphrases as well.
Yeah, I mean, we would have to look into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into it just to find out because I'm not really too sure. But if you show up to one of our future streams, then remind us and yeah, definitely. Yep.
All right.
Cool.
You want to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So yeah, thank you everybody for showing up. We went a little bit over time, but we had a lot of questions today. Yeah, so it was good stuff. So as we mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we are going to be transitioning to we're going to be adding an additional Ask Me Anything live stream. So what we did today, we're going to be doing that on Monday starting next week. Not this coming Monday because it's Labor Day and we're off, but the following Monday after that. So our new schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where Monday, Wednesday is the Ask Me Anything, where you guys can come and just ask questions and we can just kind of demonstrate and show you things. And then Friday is going to be split, where we do live onboardings to show new users how to use our setup and use our product, as well as
Crypto Spotlights. Every other week.
So so far we've done an XRP Spotlight video and a Bitcoin Spotlight video where Ty and I went through and showed users a deep dive into like some of the really cool things you can do on these specific blockchains, not only in Ledger Live, but also outside of Ledger Live on the network.
And scams that take place on these blockchains, right? Because number one priority is security.
Yes. So and how to protect yourself from those.
Exactly.
Yep. So so we I guess we'll wrap it up for today.
Yep. Make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be doing these streams, right? We want to offer immense value to you guys. If you guys have any feedback for us, leave it down in the chat. If you guys have any specific videos you guys want us to do, how to stake, throw it down. We'd love to do these streams. They're fun to do, answer questions, interact with you guys live. But yeah, like the video. That shows us that you guys enjoy this type of content. Subscribe. Of course, comment your feedback, and we'll see you guys on Friday. Onboarding probably this Friday. All right, everybody. You guys take care. Have a good night wherever you guys live. Good morning. See you guys in the next stream.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.